Hey everyone, happy newest day. It's me, Tanisha, your favorite internet transformation mentor, coming with you guys to have a conversation. I want to say welcome to Tap In Tuesdays. So let's talk about what Tap In Tuesdays is. Tap In Tuesdays is your weekly check-in, right? Like your weekly update from the world of myself and your other minds, which is the name of my company, where we will tap into a theme, a conversation, and we'll have it on a grander scale. In addition to having it on a grander scale, I'm here to drop some universal law, some business strategy, some spiritual strategy, and all that you need to really pursue personal and professional development. So, who am I? I am Tanisha Asha Yorick Allen. I am a coach and a consultant, a mentor, and I help people find the courage to make hard choices, whether that's in life or in business, right? And so, in the world of your other mind, we have regular conversations often about what it means to what create what I call spirit activated businesses or spirit activated careers, and what it means to have better balance in your life and your personal affairs. And we do these things and we talk about these things through the concepts of universal law, spiritual laws, and then proven spiritual strategies, along with proven business and strategic strategies. So, a little bit about me. My background was in strategic operations. I've been in strategic operations for the last 10 years, which is like people, purpose, process, right? Efficiency practices that really helps a team narrow in on their goals and then really develop what they need to scale. And so, in my long journey to entrepreneurship, which follows the story of like a lot of people, right? My story follows like layoff to glory, right? From being an employee to being a founder and a CEO. And in my journey, I have learned how to combine all of the things that I love, all the things that I do to help other people really tackle fear and doubt and what I call stagnation and self criticism in a way to align with their bigger values and personal values so that they can grow, right? And so, Tap In Tuesdays is our latest installation for my team. Weekly on Tuesdays, we'll go live. We'll talk about a topic or a theme that's either coming up in my world with my clients, right, or in the world of this is something that I think you guys should know. So, in my world, period, before we start anything, any broadcast, any conversations, I always love to call in and speak over what we are seeking to get out of this. So, my intention for you today is this: for you to be an open and to be receptive, for you to hear and receive everything that is for you, for you to learn how to trust yourself, go bigger, go deeper, and what it means to build a trustworthy relationship with yourself as a leader, as a person who is envisioning and letting their life unfold in a way that means so much to them, right? Let yourself be open, let yourself be dynamic, and let yourself be fruitful. Because I mean, what's the point in doing business or pursuing a career or even having balance in your life or going after goals if you're not going to let yourself do anything with it? Okay, so today's topic conversation is about knowing when to audit, right, in order to go to your next thing. And we've been talking about that in my world for just a really long time, me and my clients, whether it's my clients in the container or whether it's my clients like out in my one-on-one clients, everyone's kind of having the same theme, the same conversation. And so the conversation that we're having is, when do I know when to shift or to audit something to allow shift to happen so that I can maximize on my goals? And so in our world, I'm going to tell you guys what I tell everyone else. You should be auditing yourself probably every 90 days or so, right? Um, in the world of your other mind, we do what we call self studies, right? To really assess and understand what it means to um, pursue change as an individual, which means pursue growth as an individual. And because we're always doing that, my clients and myself, because I don't do anything to my clients that I don't do myself, we are always learning how to become aware of our habits and the things that we do in relation to how we pursue goals. Now, the reason why that's important is because you're not aware of the way most successful people who have had like lots of success in their careers, lots of success in their lives, most people are not aware of how they actively show up, right? Because a lot of us operate from a place of like autopilot. We get into our careers, we learn how to do something really well, we find something that we like, and then it becomes like a monotonous everyday task, right? And your attention isn't really focused on the everyday living experience of it enough to like really tune into it. And this is the energy that I want to shift people away from. So in our world, we have learned to create self studies, right? That means if we're going to plan, which we do in your other mind entertainers, we plan for 90 days always. We've always been planning our quarters in 90-day increments. We look at our years and our goals in 90-day segments. And then I learned about the book 12-week year and realized, oh yeah, it's a thing. There's something I knew, but like it's a thing. So we're already looking at our time stamp, our windows of 90 days, right? Which gives us permission to pursue um, goals in a really targeted and focused way. Within that 90 days, though, I teach my clients to really focus in on themselves and to become an observer of their own experience, right? Which is different from pursuing a goal. It's more like I'm going to watch myself. I'm going to become aware of different ways that I might interrupt my what I call my joy, or another language, what we call your progress, right? How do you interrupt your progress? And being able to know that and understand that helps you to have like better self audits at the end of a 90-day period or towards the end of a 90-day period to say, okay, this is what I would rather choose, right? And so in this conversation, I want to talk to you guys about going bigger, going to the next thing. And I truly do not believe that you can go to the next thing without looking at where you've been, because your experience of your past or your present, whether you love it a lot or kind of like it or aren't really feeling it, doesn't really matter, right? Your current experience and the experience that you have lived thus far is going to be the biggest indicator about what you will have and let yourself have in the future. So, on a grander scale, what that means is your litmus test for what a better career will look like, what a better life will look like, and what a more aligned success journey will look like is based on the things that you don't like about your current situation or the things that you did not like to experience about your past situations. And so being able to audit these things and become aware of these things on a regular basis is going to be really impactful to your journey, especially as you climb the ladder. And so, one way that you can do that is, like I said, in my world, we do 90-day increments of goals and focus, attention, and learning. But another way that you can do that is start to invite it in every week. At the beginning of your week, you set up, I don't know what people's processes are, but I imagine that you set up and you plan for what you're going to experience for that week. By the end of that week, looking back over the past, right? Looking back over what you lived and what you set out to do and all those things and how you felt, right? Pick apart and look at what you liked about that week that you had. What made you feel powerful? What made you feel doubtful? What things that you delay in, right? That kind of caused friction and confusion for you. And being able to do that on a regular cadence, being able to identify those things on a regular cadence is what's going to be your fuel for going forward, right? It's not enough to say that I'm going to put these fears down or these doubts down or these limitations down. You have to be able to take that same energetic capital, is what I call it, that same energetic capital of things that didn't work out and turn it into something else. And that is how you pursue goals in an aligned and a uplifted way, right? And so I want you guys to consider what about your past job that you loved, or your past experiences that you loved, or that time in life that you loved and really appreciated? What about that is relevant now? And what from those experiences that you loved could you pull into the now? So that when you go into your next quarter or your next 90 days or your next goal in whatever avenue, either personal or professional, that you are bringing as much of your desired experiences into it with you, right? And that is a very intentional shift of attention. So you will know that it's time to let something go or to aspire for more based on energetic feedback or emotions, right? Based on chemical feedback or feelings in your body, right? Based on the ideas and the thoughts that you have. So you want to really become a really good observer of where you are. Now, some of you might be watching this and be like, okay, Tanisha, well, I'm too busy to pay attention. I'm too busy to um, really tap in and know how I'm feeling. And I'm going to say to you, you're not. That even the idea of being too busy to do a thing where like notice yourself is a way that your subconscious is going to try and keep you where you are. Or in other language, right? Your being too busy is symptomatic of the fact that you are about to hit something new, and it would be really scary or terrifying to take a bigger leap into something else, right? By noticing yourself and doing it with intention. A lot of us like to have life happen to us, professionally, personally. A lot of us like to be in responsive mode, meaning we're just reacting to a bunch of like outside stressors for the inside, right? We're just seeing life happen and we're just always in response mode. The way that you're going to get to an amplified, elevated, and what I will say aligned um, level of success in professional or personal life is by coming off of autopilot and moving out of reactions, moving out of practice, conditioned ways of living and experiencing life into ways that say, I am the creator. I get to pick and choose and design my activated experience. And I think that's really the thing I want you guys to take away the most, right? Is like you're moving in this new era of business, right? We're watching like different empires like fold, right? Or watching different empires change the way that they're existing. Because the way that we used to do business and the way that we do business now just doesn't work, right? There were so many things of like toxic capitalism that had to and are being dismantled now, which gives everyone full permission to pursue success in the way that speaks to them. But in order to go in a way that speaks to you naturally, you're going to have to know what you liked, what you lived, and what really turned and activated joy inside of you, right? And that's where the audit comes in. So here's how I would audit myself if I were you. I use human design with my clients. I use numerology. I use gene keys. That's like gene, Gene, gene keys, right? I would pull on all those datas. So you can use, I don't care what tool you use, just get one, right? Get a tool that will say, these are my strengths, these are my opportunities, these are places where I expand, these are places where I constrict. Get to know yourself really well and take the time to really understand the journey that you have been on thus far before you sit down to say, I want to, next month or next quarter, I want to move the goalposts. Before you take up any new goals, take a second to understand and tap back into yourself. Who are you? Who are you? What are you here to contribute? What have you contributed? What have you experienced? Right? Get that data so that you can have enough like excitement and joy to really like be connected to what you're about to ask yourself to do. That's going to be new because you need that boost of like endorphins and ICANNs and abilities to really keep you going. So that's one. And then after you pull your data, look at all your past experiences, right? What did you love about wherever you have been in your life or profession, right? What did you enjoy most? What things made you constrict? What things made you feel expansive? What conversations did you like to have? What conversations did you not like to have? I want you to go and pull that as well. Create lists, right? Create lists and create things for you to look at that can say, oh, well, when this happened, I felt like this. Oh, I remember that time. I remember this. So not only are you remembering yourself, but you're remembering experiences that contribute to you being yourself, to being excited, to being in a space of joy, and being in a space of what feels like achievement for you. That's going to be really important as well. And then what you're going to do with this data is you're going to start to craft. Uh, Level two of my framework is design, right? We go from activate to design to expand. So when you have this data and you have these things in front of you, I want you to sit and design an ideal experience. It's not enough to just audit yourself and look for strengths and opportunities. You have to actually do something with that information, which looks like designing your ideal experience thus far, right? If you know that like talking to more than one person lights you up and makes you excited versus like one-on-one things, or if you know that this person on your team makes you really excited, but like doing things by yourself makes you feel really weird and unstable, you need to know that so that you can pick and choose from your lived experiences, from your strengths, and from your great ideas about who you are so that you can go and design something else, right? And the ability to like see yourself without judgment and pick things that you love without judgment, without the need to say, I'm going to grab everything, I'm going to take everything, I'm going to put everything on paper. Um, that is going to be really important and really useful because you're going to have to design the new experience. You're going to have to start to put it in your mind so that you can start to see it first. And then when you can see it, when you have an image of what is next for you, when you have an image of what you want to pursue and you know the real reasons why you're pursuing those things, then you can expand that. Then you can set the goal and you can say, okay, this month I want to make $10,000 a month because I know who I am. I understand my habits. I understand my patterns. I understand experiences that amplify me or make me decrease. I understand the things that I prefer, the things that I believe are my strengths. I understand my opportunities. These are things I can give to other people. Now that I know all of this, now that I'm equipped with this information, I can go forward now, choosing and aligning with something else. So if I want to make $10,000 a month, I know that making $10,000 a month is not about just the money. It's about, I want to sit with many people. I want to do groups. I want to, have a better relationship with my partner. I want to have a better relationship with my kids. Like, and this would empower me to have those states. That that is good goal setting. That is good alignment of an idea, and that is good choosing yourself and tapping in. And so yeah, it just so the theme in the company right now with my clients, whether they're in the group containers or they're in like one-on-one containers with me, is that you get to choose and you get to design, and the choice to design and redesign and rework and practice new things in your business, it's up to you, right? But you have to just get good at looking at yourself and being honest with yourself about what you like and what inspires you and what keeps you excited and what keeps you engaged. That. And a lot of us don't have good relationships to looking at those types of things. And so if I could leave you with any piece of inspiration, it is that when was the last time you did an audit of the things that you like and the things that you want? And when was the last time you saw synchronicity between the two or created the room for the synchronicity to show up? It is going to be your ability and in your best interest to learn how to do that, to integrate these pieces, right? That's going to get you wherever you're trying to go. The human body is and the brain is designed to hold us back, so to speak, right? When you live an experience, your brain is going to make a lot of decisions for you. Your brain is going to do its best to keep you safe, which means comfortable, which means doing things that it can count on, things that it can bank on, very, very predictable circumstances. It's going to try and keep you there often. And so the work in going around that, or the work in going through that, rather, is about being able to softly prepare your brain for new experiences by saying, I want to experience this because this, that makes sense to the brain, right? I want to do this because this, that makes sense to the brain. I want to try this because this, it makes sense to the brain. You have to introduce these ideas and these concepts and these visuals and these images into your mind. We've all had the studies or heard of the studies of people who have imagined a thing or visualized a thing or connected to a thing deeply from their brain first, who have actually succeeded at that thing because they tapped in from their mind. And so this is your permission slip. You know, some of you are doing 12-week year. We're doing 12-week year in my company. We're doing 12-week year with my clients. Some of you guys are thinking about that already. And in thinking about that, I want you to be equipped with understanding that whatever you can visualize, whatever you can give yourself permission to see, is what you can let happen, right? You're going to have a harder time trying to make something happen if you can't see it for yourself. So that's it. That's all I have for you. Um, I pray that your day is amazing. I pray that your day is expansive. I pray that you have a great time. And if you need help or you want some insight on or some support in what it might look like to prepare yourself for the next quarter or the next 90 days, let me know. Slide in my DMs, comment on this video, share it, like it, whatever. And then aside from that, join my email list. I'll drop a link later for you all to join my email list and join our newsletter where you can get insights like these and conversations like these in real time. Okay. Happy Topping Tuesday. I will see you guys next week. Peace.